Hi, my name is Derek Soltis. I'm one of the attorneys here at the law office of Patel, Soltis, and Cardenas. I want to clear up one common misconception today, that bankruptcy destroys your credit. It's not true. I want to give you some examples right here. So my law office can basically pull your credit report from all three credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and we also will get an information pull from LexisNexis on top of that, so that we get all of the stuff that's being reported in one place on one report. It looks like this right now. If you look really close, it says John and Jane Doe. This is a sample report. I'm going to have a link below so you can see what one of these reports looks like and what's included in it. At the top of it, I want to point this out again, is a credit score analysis. What your current score is, what your score will look like in a year if you do nothing at all, and what the point difference is. In this case, they're basically showing scores will go up by 105 or 110. Yeah, that's not guaranteed to happen for everyone, but this report will show that to you beforehand. We can then go over this with you. If you want my firm to do this for you and have an attorney explain everything, the benefits of this, if you basically come to us and you're asking us to file a Chapter 7, Chapter 13 bankruptcy, or even a Chapter 11, we will do this as part of our regular everyday services. What I have in front of me right here are some typical credit reports. I can't really show you what they look like. I'm going to put a little blurb up over here in the space eventually when we do some video editing that will show you these scores. These are just typical people. I'm going to give you a little background story. This is a couple right here. One of them started at 530, the other one started at 560. At the end of this, credit score goes up to 639, 626, so that's a 109 point increase for one person and 66 for the other. They filed for bankruptcy. Why? They were facing losing their house. That's why their credit scores were below 550. They weren't able to pay anything. After the bankruptcy, they're finally able to start paying stuff. And as soon as they filed for bankruptcy, they started getting offers for credit cards, and the car loans and all this stuff. Realized they could not get another bankruptcy charge for another 8 years after they filed. So what's that mean? In the next 8 years, they're guaranteed to pay. Anyone else who hasn't filed for bankruptcy, not guaranteed, they're not going to pay. That's why your credit score can be anywhere from 350 up to 850. Basically, nobody's down at 350. I think the lowest score I've ever seen is 496. The highest score I've ever seen is probably 833. And that person was filing for bankruptcy because their LLC was about to fail and they wanted to stop the property in there being sold. This credit report is going to go up after filing for bankruptcy. This person, 643, not a bad credit score. And after a year, it's only going to go up to 657. 14-point difference. This person was facing a bunch of, just lost her job. All her credit was looking stellar beforehand, but she was going to start falling behind. She got proactive, filed for a bankruptcy before she was behind. And why does the score still go up? Because her credit was maxed. She basically had over $50,000 in credit cards, close to $70,000 in medical bills, and at the end of the day, she filed for bankruptcy, lost over $100,000 in debt, and her credit score would have gone up after a year. Did I mention anyone who files for bankruptcy with us, we sign you up for another program. It's called 7 Steps to a 720 Credit Score. Why? Because after you come out of bankruptcy, we basically help you get your credit where it should be or where it can be. We'll basically sign you up for this program. It'll walk you through all the different steps that you can use to basically have the credit reporting system work in your favor and not against you. You'll get to learn how it works, why it works the way it does, and what you can do to improve your score. One of the other things we'll do is after a bankruptcy, 6 months after you get your discharge, we'll have you run your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. I always call it free annual credit report. It was just annualcreditreport.com, but it's free. We'll then review it, and if there's anything on there that shouldn't be there, we're going to send them a certified letter from the law office saying, take this off your credit report. And after that, if it doesn't come off your credit report, we'll sue them on your behalf. Why? Because
under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 621A2, duty to correct and update information for knowingly violating the Act, the per violation penalty increased from $3,500 to $3,756, effective August 1st, 2016.
Is basically we'll put money back in your pocket, or basically just get all the junk that's not supposed to be on your credit report off of it, so your credit score goes up. So, like I'm saying, not everybody sees the benefit. This person had a 651 credit report. A year afterwards, her score dropped by 28 points, so she's down to 623. So she started in the fair range, and a year later is a little bit below the fair range. However, we'll run her through the 720 program. She does everything that she's supposed to. This person, 657 to 750 or 670, 13 points, not that big of a deal. Another person, 572, 642, 70 points up, still working. This person, they filed for bankruptcy because they had a business deal going south. They took $58 million off of co-signed debt that they had off their back. Their score was 661. A year later, their score was supposed to be projected at 661, so no change for them. However, $58 million in debt later, no longer responsible for it. Next person, 502 up to 536. Still in the poor range, but no more debt. Another person here, 508 to 626, 118 points up. And this is another person that filed to save their house. They're probably never going to use credit again in their life. But in the meantime, what they were able to do is they filed for bankruptcy, reorganized their debt, and at the end of it, walked out, instead of losing their house at a sheriff's sale, got to keep their house. 515, went up to 649, 134 point credit score increase. So what I'm trying to tell you is, yeah, none of these people are basically all that, their impact is not that great on them for filing bankruptcy. You can see for yourself. Position where you think you're gonna have to file for bankruptcy, you're gonna be able to, after you file bankruptcy, you'll be able to get your credit cards, you'll be able to get a car again. Right now, odds are if your credit lines are maxed out, your credit's already in the toilet, bankruptcy is not going to hurt it, but it's going to help you get out of debt that much faster than if you tried to pay debt off. Think about it for a minute. If you're $20,000 in debt and you could pay off $1,000 a month, it would still take you almost 2 years to get out of debt. You file for bankruptcy, the $20,000 disappears right away. Let's say you want to basically do a loan consolidation. They're going to charge you additional money, charge you less interest. Still, you're looking at having to take 2 years to pay all this debt out. However, bankruptcy clears it out right away. There are certain debt that's not forgivable. Click here, we'll send you off to another video. I'll record that one on a different day. But right now, what I'm trying to tell you is if you have any questions about bankruptcy, talk to an attorney. It costs you nothing. My firm doesn't charge for bankruptcy consults because we realize you're already in a position where you probably can't really afford it. So come on in, talk to us for free. I'm recording this video series so I can hopefully not have to have this conversation 6 times a day. So anyway, give me a call, 201-256-1805. If you have any other questions, you want to email, easier for you, info@focuslaw.com. All this information is down below. You want to read more about me, you can go to focuslaw.com. You can see all my partners. I basically focus on bankruptcy. I have a partner who specializes in New Jersey foreclosure defense, one who does New York foreclosure defense. We have another guy who does probate. We have one guy who does just like realty. He's probably done over 1,000 transactions. So we're kind of a one-stop shop when it comes down to like debt relief and real estate. So look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for your time.